What's up, everybody? Welcome into Funsie, a disc golf podcast. Today we're joined by Hybrid Thumber Daddy himself, and we appreciate him joining us at the actual butt crack of dawn. We're joined by Bert today.
What up? How we doing? This is also Samson. He's crazy.
Samson. Yeah, Samson is a dog for all listeners that are not watching a video. Not just a random person in the corner of the room at 6:30 a.m. his time.
Pet bear.
Bert, we're happy to have you on. Where does disc golf start for you, and or even where does content creation start for you?
So disc golf for me started long times before content creation, Bear Bite started. So back many millennia ago when Jesse was still just a person, I started playing disc golf in 2011. And I've been playing disc golf pretty much since then. There's been obviously everybody's had lulls where they're like, well, I'm not going to play disc golf, and then you don't play for a year or so. Obviously, that's a little different for some people because they've only been playing for a year. But eventually, you'll understand what I'm talking about after you played for a long time. But yeah, so I started back then, and I actually started because one of my my best friend, kept pestering me about playing disc golf, and I was just like, who wants to throw dumb frisbees?
Classic.
And I was just like, there's no chance I'm going to ever do this. And also I was in prime time high school Jesse, where I was a defensive football player. So I was like, what is disc golf? I'm not gonna play disc golf. There's not a chance. And then he convinced me to throw some disc in my front yard, and I just start throwing them. And then I really get a hold of one, and I smoke the house across the street. And I'm just like, oh, this is what I'm talking about. Oh, this is what I need. I love this. Because really, the first time you throw a disc real far, it's the thing that's like, oh, this was sick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, completely. What about the content creation aspect of it? How did that lead from you finally throwing a disc far to being like, yup, I'm going to post about this every single day?
Well, that really all came from basically, I'd gotten to a point, so I'd moved to Florida, and then I was living in Southwest Florida, and while I was down there, I was actually I'd gotten to a point because my last job I worked at Walmart for 2.5 years, so I was walking a lot every single day. Then I changed career paths completely. I moved to Southwest Florida, and I started drafting design. And then that job, sitting at a desk 100% of the time. And I was also making about 18 times more money than I ever had made before. And
Dang.
So all those things, including the fact I like to drink alcohol then, added up to me gaining a lot of weight. So that's when we got real big hoss, Jesse. So whenever you see me post a clip from original Bear Bite times, is from then. And that's what got me playing disc golf and making content, because I knew if I wanted to lose weight, I could play disc golf. And then if I made content, I would keep playing disc golf, because that's just who I am. I'm a lunatic. So if I have a reason to keep doing it, I will keep doing it forever and ever and ever until the end of the world. So basically, once I wanted to lose weight, all I had to do was start making disc golf content. And then early days, I was 670 pounds. So making disc golf content every single day was a task, but every single day, because you go viral real fast when you're that big and you're playing a sport.
Right.
And I got so much hate. So that only made me more I have to do this, and I have to be better than everybody else.
That feels like a labor of love. Now knowing some of the backstory of you creating content, I didn't know any of that. When you think of a Bear Bite piece of content, what are the defining characteristics? You're like, okay, I need X, Y, and Z to go into each clip, or just the overall feel of the things that I post?
Well, if anybody's ever even thought about disc golf at this point, they've seen me throw a frisbee.
Right.
because I've created too much content for you not to have seen it. Like, especially if you are interested in disc golf, this is not even being like egomaniacal or egotistical. It is just the facts. I think I have 3,000 pieces of content, or if not 4,000 pieces of content on every platform that there is, social media platforms. So if you've ever thought about it and your phone's like, oh, it's time, you've seen it. The only thing that I need in my videos, there used to be, I had cheat codes. If I want a video to go viral, I have like 3 to 4 things I can always do in a video that will make a video go viral.
You're about to share the inside scoop.
Dude,
Yeah.
he's told me this before. I feel like I remember. It's hair up. It's like some sort of like T-shirt, and maybe some sort of text, but I forgot.
So he's almost there. So my hair in a man bun, a brightly colored ill-fitting T-shirt, and then the words can be anything that has to do with a car. So realistically, that's a prime time. If you can get a car anywhere within the line of view, people just assume you're gonna hit it. So it'll always make a video do good. It doesn't even matter if it's even not included in the video at all. It's just sitting there. It will always be a part of the video no matter what.
Sajko's just gonna start putting cars into another round video.
Another round's first post is going to be those 3 things. It's going to be the sickest wig you've ever seen on my head.
Sajko with the man bun.
Yeah. So I feel like since like you're saying, people have seen you probably a lot on the internet. One of the things that I've known or like gotten to understand since knowing you is just like you have, I would say, probably the most confidence of anyone potentially in the disc golf sphere, at least as a creator. Where do you and like that's not a backhanded compliment. Like we spent time together and hung out. Where do you feel like that comes from? Like I'm just curious because that's just something for me personally. I've never been able to tap into that like at times, but not as like an overall personality trait.
Well, G-Star's also hung out with me, and I also told him this. I don't know exactly how it happened, but my mom is a very intense lady. She has passed on to the other side, but she was also a drug lord, and she was also very aggressive in raising me. So whenever I was being raised by my mother, she raised me in 2 very different avenues. She told me I was the greatest child in the world. I was basically the thing that was going to make the world the best place it could be. And then she would also tell me I was a literal piece of trash. Oh. So when you have both sides of the pendulum and it's the person that loves you the most in the world, it's a very weird spot to be in when they tell you you are the greatest, but you are also the worst. And I'm talking, I say it like this because it's PG on here, but she would drop some crazy stuff in there to talk about me. And I was just like, this is crazy. And then my best friend, the one who got me into disc golf, was just like, I don't know what you're talking about. Your mom's such a nice lady. She's only ever so nice to us. And then one day, he left a bowl of chili in our sink. And then I had him on speakerphone, and my mom just walks in the kitchen, and then she just starts going off on me. And then he's just like, I don't know if I've ever heard of a meaner lady in my life. And I was like, yes, Kev Dog. She's got a great facade she puts on in front of people, so whenever she cuts my throat at night, nobody has to know.
All things considered, I feel like that was a huge thing to share publicly, so appreciate you doing that. B, I would say having confidence, having to deal with things like that is probably a really, that's great, coming out the other side of that with that personality trait.
Well, so the biggest thing of that is this is what I tell people. The only reason I'm the best at making content is because I truly love trolls. They cannot hurt me. The best person in the world for hurting me has already hurt me. And she's dead now. She can't hurt me anymore. So, random people on the internet will never be able to hurt me.
That is so interesting. I've never thought about making a connection like that. Do you still feel like you deal with hate on like a regular basis on like posting stuff, or was that more of just like a beginner, like as you were starting out sort of thing?
I'm also like being who I am, and because I'm also still a big man. I'm not nearly as big as I used to be, so the hate did go down. But people love to hate me, even if they love disc golf, because I am exactly how you say it. I'm the most confident person you've ever met in the disc golf space, and let me tell you, skinny people that are unhappy in their lives cannot stand for a fat guy to be living his best life and so excited and so happy. The level of confidence I have is not made for fat guys, but I love it, and I don't know how to not be this person. And also, whatever, I'll do what I want.
That's a clip right there.
Yeah, dude, that's awesome. Like to learn about how much disc golf content has done for you. Like I know you've started this series where it's like you're trying to lose 150 pounds in a year, or something like that. How is that going? Because that's, I think from the outside, it can feel like a huge undertaking, and maybe somewhat scary to like share that with random people.
And can I add in also, how's it going just with a disc golf audience, like sharing that with them?
Yeah,
or
great
do you
point.
feel like maybe it's just your audience?
So, that thing I'm having to change completely. It was actually ruining all my numbers across the board. So, I'm having to migrate it to only being Instagram stories, because literally TikTok, it knocked all my videos down to where I was getting less than like my big videos would get like 5,000 views, which may be a lot to some people, but usually I'm pumping out pretty heavy numbers across the board on all platforms. So once all my numbers started trending downwards, because I was throwing in a piece of content that was probably at least a minute long, if not longer, it really started to tank my numbers. So I had to adjust each thing, because I was like, what's happening? And then it was me putting that piece of content that has nothing to do with my algorithm. So it actually just started trending all my stuff down. So the only place I can put it safely is on my stories, because it's just, I have no idea. Instagram wasn't too bad, because people on Instagram generally like me across the board. Mm-hmm. So that is my most received platform, is Instagram. But there was also just rogue hate comments on those videos every time I'd post them, because they'd be like, oh, you haven't lost any weight. I was like, we're doing this every single day. It's incremental. Mm-hmm. I'm losing like a half an ounce a day. You'll never notice unless you go back to the very first one and then you come back to here.
Yeah, that's tough, because like Instagram and other platforms like that, it's such like quick gratification. It's like, guys, you gotta stick around for the long haul and see like the process. Maybe it doesn't make sense now, but over time you'll see what's happening.
Have you heard of Pitch for Pins from Dynamic Discs? Dynamic Discs is doing this thing called Pitch for Pins, and they're trying to have people submit videos to try and get a 9-hole course started like in their community, or like built. And I guess Dynamic Discs is gonna build it or help build it or whatever. Applications are open May 18th through July 31st, and you can submit a video, dynamicdisc.com/pages/pitch for pins, and try and get a 9-hole course
in your town.
Put into in your
So
town.
now that you started telling me the details about it, I do remember this.
Yes.
And I thought it was sick. The only problem is Mobile might be the most densely populated place for disc golf there is. Like, especially within like them being so directly close to each other. If I leave one course, I can be to 2 other courses within 15 minutes, and there are 27 courses in Mobile. And then I live on the other side of the bay, and there's still like 6 courses over here.
Wow.
Yeah. You don't have to pitch.
Place.
Yeah, it's just anyone who wants a 9-hole course, they'll do it for free if you pitch it to them.
Well, see, I thought about doing it just so they would put one even closer to my house. Like the closest one's like 10 minutes, and I was like, maybe I can get one even closer.
Hey, there you
There
go.
you go.
Submit a video.
Make a
I'll
pitch.
put one in Charlotte. There's no courses here.
Yeah, no.
I'm going to Spain later this week, and they only have like one course in Madrid.
Is he joking right now?
So put in a 9-hole there.
Just quick pivot. You mentioned Instagram. You feel like you're the most liked on that platform. What do you feel like are the biggest differences between each of the platforms that you post on, which I'm imagining is probably YouTube, Instagram, TikTok,
And Facebook.
and Facebook?
So Facebook, most hated by far. There's no getting around it. That's all there is to it. Facebook is just a place for old people to hate young people.
Cool.
And then on Instagram, I just am, I think, more connected with everybody across the board. It's the easiest place for me to connect to people. And it's like the most made for disc golf content place I think there is, because I feel like the most net positive people that watch disc golf content are on Instagram.
Yeah.
YouTube, also pretty negative place, but that's because whenever those videos do well, they're reaching every other person in the known world that's not a disc golfer. So, and then TikTok's, I can leave it. It doesn't bother me at all. It's the most hit or miss thing, and it feels like it's all just youths, because whenever I get comments on there, it's just pure brain rot.
Mm-hmm. Cool. Back to like the process, I suppose, of like day to day doing the weight loss challenge. Like, what do you feel like are some of the key things that you've been trying to do each day, and like talk about the difficulty of just like even trying to stick with it or complete each of those things?
Well, so the hardest thing is posting.
Really?
This is the most. And what's dumb is I don't even hardly do anything to this edit. It's literally me going one time. I make one video, and I just burn through it. And it's just me talking straight out my butt. I don't even know what I'm saying most of the time. I'm just saying whatever comes out of my mouth at the time, and I'm just going. And I'm running 110. As y'all can tell in this video, or in this podcast, I can talk forever. It's endless streams of nonsense that can always come out of my mouth at any moment.
That's perfect for a podcast, though.
I was going to say that. Have you thought about starting a podcast?
I have, many times. But I also have a perfect podcast to start. I just don't know when I want to run it. Because I am also this person. So I could always feel endless time. But if I ever wanted anybody to be on said podcast, I don't know how I could share said time.
Right.
This is going to be the most either unlistened to or listened to podcast, because nobody's going to hear anybody else speak except me.
No, you're the man of the hour right now, and the hour being 6:30 a.m.
So whenever it comes to those videos, the hardest thing is the posting. Doing it's not hard at all. That's what's so funny to me, is when people think I struggle so much with my life because of my weight. Mm-hmm. I'm a big boy, but I've been a big boy all my life. So it doesn't actually change anything. And I also used to play football. Like, I'm very strong on the inside. I may look soft and squishy, but there's a lot of strength inside there. And so whenever it comes to doing stuff, it doesn't affect me. That's why I didn't notice for such a long time. I weighed 670 pounds, and I barely noticed. The only thing that I actually noticed was that my legs around my ankles started to swell. And I had two things in my mind. I was like, you cannot let your legs swell up, terrible look, and I cannot end up in one of those scooters at Walmart. So I was like, I have to start moving. Because to that point, I had no issues actually doing anything. I always do. So I was just like, we got to start grinding now, and we got to start losing weight. And so collectively at this point, I've lost like 250 or 260 pounds.
Bro, that's almost one Joseph.
Congratulations.
Call it out, don't you?
It sounds funny. That's big dog stuff. Like, that is not easy to do. And you don't need that coming from me or any of us on this podcast, but it's just, I just want to take the time to recognize that, because that's a huge thing in life that, like, some people struggle with, and not even close to the same thing. I guess maybe I'm asking more about it because growing up, I was the big boy. I was the big boy all the time.
No way. The Sajak?
Yeah, the Sajak. Breaking it back out.
Yo, Pat Sajak. Let's go.
Never forget. Wait, he didn't pass away. Anyways, moving on. 230 pounds in middle school. And I remember I was just about to go to high school, and I was like, man, I just have to make some sort of conscious change, because going to high school, like the big school, I'm like, I just want to become whoever. I could be anyone there. It's all new people.
Yeah.
And I put in a lot of effort of, I think what helped is my mom, she has celiac disease, and it was like the perfect time. She's like, you also have celiac disease. I didn't. I did that for like 4 years.
That's so funny.
I ate like
that
a brownie,
is so
and I was
funny.
like, I've been doing this for nothing. It wasn't for nothing in retrospect, so like I was grateful for that. But yeah, I guess that story is just hits close to home for me. So yeah, happy for you, and like the entire story of disc golf and just what it means to you. The first time that I feel like I saw a bear bite clip was Yo Bert. Do you feel like that was kind of your breakout?
Bert.
So the Yo Bert's definitely got more people to notice my stuff, and me specifically as a content creator. I think 2 reasons. I was challenging somebody, and then also as a psychopath, and I did it for way too long. But it did work. I did eventually get Bert's attention. I did meet Bert in person, and he did say yes. We have still yet to play disc golf, but he has said yes to it. I contact his people probably every 3 months. I talk to his personal assistant, and they say no every single time.
What?
That they don't have time on their schedule. But I talk to them all the time.
Wait, like, do they say like, no,
time.
this is never happening, or it's just like, oh, not this year, or maybe next year?
They say they don't have room on the schedule every single time.
Don't
That's
like
it.
that.
They
They're
they just keep it at that. That's it.
Yeah, they either expanded or unexpanded each time. So he had a different assistant for a long time. His name was Peter. Now he's got a new assistant named Kyle. And he also had a social media lady specifically named Victoria. Victoria made sure Bert didn't see any of my content. And then Peter made sure not a chance one of my emails was getting to Bert. And then the only reason any of this happened is because of Big Germ. Big Germ, so during Bert came out to his first Pro Tour event, and it was D-Glow like 2023, and they were doing like a charity thing for the Paul Macbeth Foundation, so Bert was going to throw in that. And then during that video, he shows him the video of me, and it was like day 400 of me asking Bert Kreischer to play disc golf with me. And then he was just like, what? I've never seen this. And then I was like, yeah, I know. Victoria runs social media. Peter, I don't know why Peter doesn't like me.
Wait.
But also, I can understand. I was doing this for such a long time. You can only think a psychopath is doing this. Like, there's no world where you think I'm a normal person. It's been 402 days of me making a video challenging Bert. They can only assume I'm going to cut off Bert's skin and wear it as a suit at this point.
So, how did you know that his assistant and social media were like not like trying to block you from Bert seeing it? Like, I guess
because that's their whole job. Bert says yes to every single thing in the world. if you can get to Bert directly, he will say yes. But if you have to go through his channels, they will always say no for Bert, because Bert will always say yes. So I knew that. I watched almost 100%. At that time, I was watching 100% of everything disc golf or Bert related. So I knew everything about this person. Now I've cut back. I still send the emails because one day it'll happen, because I'm just going to keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger until it's like, oh, well, this makes sense for us now. And one time, whenever I sent them the email, I was like, I think, like, give me a number. What is a number that would make sense for y'all for me to hit for, like, my social media and stuff like that, for it to make sense for y'all to put me on the schedule? This gives them a clean out. They could have hit me with some crazy number. And he was just like, no, we just don't have time on the schedule. And at that point, if you say that, when I say you could give me any number in the world to hit on social media for me to get there, to make this happen, if you say we just don't have time on the schedule, I'll truly assume y'all don't have time on the schedule. Mm-hmm. And also, this is him having to block out time where he's not getting paid and he's doing something for free. And Bert has only gotten exponentially more famous since the time when he said yes to me. His movie had just came out, and then he just kept getting bigger and bigger and bigger. So it got really hard to get put on a schedule. So I still haven't, but I try every day, every 3 months.
So
Tough.
Here's the plan. I don't even know if he plays disc golf anymore, but you look up when he's in Alabama, and then you go to the
I tried
the venue's closest course, and you just camp there.
Well, the problem is I don't see they don't like. Bert is the most rogue individual in the world. What y'all don't understand is when you watch somebody do everything content-wise across the board, you know everything about them. So, occasionally, for a little while, he was actually going and playing disc golf a lot. And then also knew that he always was going to get lunch. Basically, every city he's ever been to, he's going to go get lunch sometime around 12:30 to 2.
Bro, you
he's
have the
gonna
time
get
mapped
lunch.
out?
He's dialed. Yeah. He's dialed in.
Well, he also Instagram lives everything. So as long as you look at your phone at the right time, you'll always see him doing something.
My boy's on a reconnaissance mission.
Yeah,
he's a PI.
Well, especially at that time, I was hunting Bert because I was like, I have to get him to say yes, and if I see him in person, that's the easiest way to get it to happen.
I could cook this up to be so funny.
That's fine. I'm a lunatic. There's no getting around it. I am a very normal lunatic, but I'm a lunatic nonetheless. There's no getting around it. People ask me how I do what I do. It's because I'm insane. Like, there's no getting around it. I will always be this person, and there's no getting around it. But I don't care. I am going to be me forever. And if I'm going to be me forever, why not enjoy every single minute of it? I'm also about to go on the Bert cruise because I went because I thought that was the very first time I thought I was going to be able to get to Bert and get him to say yes to playing disc golf with me. But come and find out, D-Glow was right before that. So once it came for time for the very first Bert cruise that I went on, and I won the belly flop contest, which I'm going to go defend my title at this Bert cruise.
Yeah, you are.
Whenever I got there, I was like, I've already got him to say yes. I don't have to worry about anything. I have a video with him, and Big Germ filmed the whole thing. It's going in a circle. It's the craziest video ever. And I was just like, what do I got to do? I'm just going to hang out. I brought some Frisbees on the boat, and I was throwing Frisbees inside the basketball net. I was having a good time. I didn't have to worry about it. I just went and watched comedy and had a blast.
Do you feel like you had the first, what we'll call day series, meaning like day 1, day 2 in disc golf? Because now we have people like our boy G-Star doing day series with Conkle and Pop Top.
If I'm not wrong, for sure, like, especially, I was being real crazy about the day series then, too. There was not a chance I was letting a 12 o'clock sneak up on me without posting my daily video. Because I like I said, I have these tendencies, and when it comes to it, I cannot help but keep posting. I will, like, it's this crazy itch I get inside of me, and when I'm doing something daily, I have to post it actually daily, over and over and over again. And I don't know what it is about me, but it's just something that once I get started, I cannot stop until I win.
Well, do you, like, okay, daily basis, do you feel bad if you don't post? Is that, like, the point that you're at? Or is it just, like, a desire, like, man, I can't wait to post today?
No, well, see, I don't really give my a chance to miss. I don't think if I'm doing something and I'm trying to post every single day, I don't give myself a chance to miss, because whenever to get to where we are, Primetime Bear, as we are now, I was posting 3 videos to 4 videos every single day for 2 years. But also, whenever Prime Bear was whenever I was becoming the top bear, I was literally playing disc golf every single day. It didn't matter. And also there was a course right next to where I worked that made it perfectly easy for me to do it, because it was 9 holes. Every hole's an ace hole, so it made for content that I wanted to make, because my favorite thing in disc golf always will be aces. I don't care how long it is. It could be 10 feet. It could be 2,000 feet. If I get an ace, I'm gonna love it every single time. And that is by far my favorite part of disc golf, no matter what.
What do you feel like changed if you were going like 3 or 4 times a day posting? And how often do you post now? Is it once a day or something like that?
Yeah. So now I post 1 video every single day. Sometimes I throw 2 in there. The only reason I even changed anything is because the algorithm started to not like how much I posted. My views went from, I'm pumping out probably 5,000 to 10,000 views every single video, to back, like, whenever they drop into the thousands, I know something's wrong. So I'm like, all right, we got to change something. We got to change the output. Instead, so whenever you're posting 4 videos every single day, then you're posting a couple of pieces of trash content and 2 good pieces of content. And also, those things may not even be the things that you think they are. So you're posting those 2 pieces of trash content. They could also be the videos that go viral. And then the 2 pieces of high quality content that you posted are the things that do terrible numbers.
100%.
That's a big part of learning disc golf. If you want a video to do well, they don't care if you ace. The only reason they want to watch you ace is if it's the most incredible ace in the universe. But if they want to watch a video of you doing bad, they'll watch that video 100 times out of 10. And it feels 2 things in people. Everybody loves failing, because there's like 1,000 channels that are dedicated to people failing. That's the whole thing that they do on their channel, is it's in their name. Fail this, fail that, whatever. But their whole thing is failing. So when you have channels across the board dedicated to it, whenever you post a piece of disc golf content and you smoke a tree, and then guess what? You throw another clip on that same clip of you smoking another tree, the people really get behind it. And it was just like, there's no way he's going to hit that tree for a 3rd time. And then you do it, and then guess what? The people go crazy, because there ain't nothing in this world that is more powerful than hate, than extreme love. And extreme love doesn't come nearly as common on the internet as hate.
Yeah, there's a really weird relationship, it feels like, between ego and I guess what the people want to see, we'll call it. So like Joe, for example, if I'm recording him, he will throw what he'll say is his best shot he feels like he's ever thrown on the hole, and then miss the putt, and it pains him so deeply. But he now understands that it makes for a better clip overall than him just like, hey, cool, you just put it under the basket and putted it in. Like, people do not care. Like you talking about aces and people not caring, like, it needs to be the best ace of all time for people to care. And now you see people
And I have
use
four of those.
Oh, really?
I have four of the craziest aces that have ever existed.
Off the tree.
The off the tree is one of the most remarkable ones. I have the one where I skipped it off the water 3 times, and then it went in.
Oh, yeah.
And then, I'm trying to think of some. I think just because people really like the hole at Scrapyard, I think that one does really well. Just because people just love that hole. But also, I think necessarily I did and eventually make an edit where that video did become the most viral one, and it's the one where Joseph's throwing trash and he throws it in the water, throwing one of my discs. And that video did 42 million views on YouTube. Also netted me $4,200.
Dude, that's unreal. Good for you.
But yeah.
Joe sees that clip pop up, and every time he's always like, why does he keep posting that?
I was gonna say, is that your most like viral, like the most money you've made off of one clip?
Oh, by far the most money I've made off one clip, because before that I wasn't like, so I had one YouTube video before that hit like 18 million views. That was my most viral by itself one place content. Most of my content's usually, whenever it goes viral, it's hitting like 1 million views. Like, that's usually my standout number, is like 1 million. Basically, on every account that I have that I post on, every month I'm getting at least 1 million views. If not, hopefully more, but depending on how the content's rolling out. Sometimes I'll drag up some video from the depths of hail so I can really get a good number. Because, let me tell you, it may be cheating, but I will 100% pull one of my clips from 2022 Bear Bite of me being Big Hoss, just to let some people on the internet, some trolls, just eat it up and just be like, look at this big boy, what does he think he's doing out here? And then I love it, because then I just get to go, dog, you haven't seen the content here lately, have you, dog? It's a long time ago.
Yeah, all interactions appreciated. Thanks, appreciate it.
Yeah.
Well, I like to get them going.
Yeah, he's told me about some wild comments and DMs he's got, but we won't get into that.
We can't talk about those DMs.
Patreon.
Yeah.
Those
some point.
DMs.
I got a couple questions for you. And
Fire them off.
so first, this is the one I want you to answer first. Is Bert or would you like consider Bert like a role model for you, or like someone you sort of look up to as far as like, I don't know, something you're going for, like his style or anything like that? And then 2, where did Bear Bite, the name, come from?
Alright, so hitting the first thing, Bert, 100% a role model for me, especially because he was the guy who really got people, comedians specifically, posting and doing social media the way he does. He's a big grinded out, post everything guy, and that right there, because it started working for him so well, I was just like, listen, seems like this is how you win. And also, I have to say, as much as I hate to say this, Gary V is truly a social media god. I don't know exactly how. He's the reason y'all have Primetime Bear Bite, is because of Gary V. So if you hate me, you hate Gary V, and if you love me, love Gary V, because I literally I listened to 2 of his books, and the second one, I'm listening to it, and I'm like, I'm doing 95% of what you're saying. Why am I not crushing it yet? And then we get to one part, and the only thing I wasn't doing, he says, if you want to go viral, you have to post 7 pieces of content across every platform every single day. And I was just like, sweet Christ, I got a full-time job. I'm already filling a lot of space trying to go 4 to 3 pieces every day. But this was also before I did that. I was just posting 1 video every single day. Listen to that, and I was like, I can bump it up to 3 to 4 pieces every day, and that feels like a realistic number, and I think it'll do well. And let me tell you, I went from 500 to 10,000 followers very quickly during that time. And but Bert is 100% a role model in the fact that he was just like, film everything, and he's the reason that I started posting everything. Like all the content, the bad, the good, any content I had, I just like, whatever, rip it, send it, it doesn't matter. Put it out there, see how the people take it, and then from that we'll learn. That's how I have my cheat codes. Because eventually, after you post enough content, you can tell what people watch and what people hate. And then sometimes what people hate is what people watch the most. So that's the thing that you need to use. So when I use an ill-fitting t-shirt, it makes me look worse. And people love that. If they can see somebody that they don't think looks good and they're doing something semi-athletic and they're good at it, it really runs the numbers up. And then Bear Bite the name. This is so funny because I have always been somebody that knows how to make great names for things. I want them to look good. I want them to feel good. And whenever it comes to branding stuff, I am the guy you want to do it because it will always be nice. So the whole reason I created Bear Bite Disc, one, bears are my spirit animal, and so that was like the jump. So bear was always going to be in the name, and then bite was going to be in the name because it was the only other word with 4 letters that flowed well with disc golf. So it was bear, bite, disc. They're all 4-letter words. They flow very nice. It makes a nice, pretty line of text. So if I go straight up and down, they're all 4-letter words. They're all going to line up nice. And I don't have to change a whole lot of anything. And it's always going to sound good. Because that's all I thought about whenever I was building out my brand. Before I even posted a single piece of content, I rolled out the Bear Bite logos that was made. The original logo was made by a man in Pakistan, and it cost me $5.
On
Fiverr, baby.
Yes, sir. Fiverr,
Dude,
Pakistan man.
done. Pakistan.
And let me tell you, it was
I didn't want to
the
talk about it.
hardest thing in the world because this guy only speaks in Pakistani, and he does not understand what I'm trying to convey onto him. So it took a lot of back and forth, but it was only $5. Also, I'm positive I tipped him $10, and he was just like, anything you need in the world, I will do it for you because you gave me twice what I was asking to be paid as a tip. And that's how we made Bear Bite. But that's also what I suggest to people. Everybody needs to build out their brand before they start posting content because it'll help in the long run. It'll make people look at your account and think it's more professional than it is well before you get to the end. So that's what I actually did. Before I rolled out Bear Bite at all, I had my logo that everybody's seen by this point everywhere. And then I posted that, and then it went crazy. Mostly because I'm a lunatic that has the most narcissistic personality in the world, but also I have this crazy thing where I'm also super empathetic. So it's the perfect mix of me caring about myself more than anything in the world, but also somehow still caring about other people too much.
I love it, man. I want to make sure to touch on this. So we had KK on the podcast, and he mentioned that the two of you were kind of talking and catching up. And he said that you kind of feel like, the way that I think he worded it was that you kind of feel like you're on the outskirts of the like disc golf content creation. Is that like accurate, or like what did you mean by that, if so?
So when he said that, it's not wrong. That's basically, I feel like I'm the most not connected content person in the world. The only people, what's crazy is the only people I'm connected to the most are brands. Like companies love me because I am big. I do numbers. So they like me for that reason. So that's where I'm the most connected is companies. I have a collaboration coming with a disc golf company that's going to be an exclusive drop, and it's going to be on their website. And so I'm stoked about that.
Tease
That's
it.
gonna
What
be a
is it?
sick
Leak
drop.
it.
I can't. We ran into an error in the first run, so there's some discs that they made originally that will never see the light of day because they came out and then whenever they ran them, they actually, for whatever reason, didn't make quality. They didn't make the quality inspection check, which kind of sad because they were going to be insane. I was so excited about them, but they're running them again in a different kind of plastic, so they'll work better. But that's going to be a massive drop, so everybody look forward to that.
Can I do one guess?
Yeah.
This is my guess, just purely off of like they're definitely the most customizable company. Gateway. No.
Nope.
Gateway's my
Neither
guess.
one.
Oh, okay, cool.
So now it really cuts down the numbers, but also there's a bajillion different
Yeah,
brands in disc
I
golf.
don't know. I just know Gateway is always like collaborating with different people and can literally, if you are like, hey, let's do like 50 discs, they can literally do the randomest plastic and then whatever you want.
I already got my Gateway.
Oh, there you go.
collab.
That's sick.
We
Yeah.
got. Listen,
It's Nerf.
any
Or nothing.
any disc that I throw in my bag, if I can't get my logo on it, I'll get rid of it eventually.
Dude, honestly, I feel like the perfect brand pairing is Doomsday. I don't know why.
Well, let me
I
tell
just
you.
see Bear Bite and Doomsday connected.
They also make a version of a disc, so the Apocalypse could be almost my disc, except it's weird. Have y'all ever felt an Apocalypse? It kind of
Yes,
feels
I've
like a
thrown it.
rock.
Yeah,
It
it's
feels like a rock.
like a rock
it's the
disc
weirdest
or
thing. Like the rim, like the actual rim of it feels like it's a rock because it's got a weird bead thing on it, and
Yeah.
it makes it feel so strange in my hand. And I threw one time, and I was just like, "Well, I'll never touch." Like I don't even know if I threw it. I might have touched it, and I was just like, "I'll never throw that."
Dude, I will
But I
say,
do love their crazy disc. Go ahead.
I said I will say, Bear Bite, some of your, just the way you speak, some of your like one-liners, I don't even know if you're being intentional. It's like the funniest thing ever. I'm like it's been a joy just kind of listening to you speak because I'm just like trying. Some parts I don't even think you're being intentional. I'm trying not to laugh. But it's like, I'm like, this guy's so funny.
Oh, we're losing him.
Died.
Big Kenny dies from Bear Bite.
Oh my
Dude, the
goodness.
clips would be unbelievable.
He's like, I didn't even throw. I might have just touched it.
Hey, I have another question. What's going on with the Bear Bite Invitational?
Listen, it's still on the boards, but because, like, I don't know if I even announced this, I want to make the prize pool $250,000.
Oh.
So,
All right.
so
Hey,
mine's
yo.
Oh.
so that's why mine's a little bit bigger deal. Like I see almost 0% of that money is going to come from disc golf because disc golf ain't got that kind of money. So I'm working. I do have a connect with Barstool Sports. I'm gonna see if I can get Barstool to help put it on, and then so they'll have also the golf invitational, and then they'll have the Bear Bite disc golf invitational.
That'd be
sick.
cool.
But one of their main guys who has been at the company for the longest started following me a while back, and I'm going to try and see if I can weave that into them being a part of it. Because realistically, if I can get Barstool to say yes, that $250,000 tab is super easy to get for them because they have every corporate sponsor in the world. So if I can just get that video to do any kind of okay, they'll be like, it's good enough for us to give you $250,000.
Yeah, I guess the
That would
biggest
be
thing is
dang.
like that they want is like what's their return? Because I feel like disc golf create like the careers they have in the golf is like way like millions, like more followers and more just like attention. Like even they have their own employees. Like I guess they'd have to. I don't know.
Well, that's why our money is a lot smaller. They're putting up $4 million for their golf one, so we're gonna stay down here in the 6-digit range.
True. Yeah.
It may fall down to 100, but I'm gonna have 6 digits whenever I do this, and if I can't get them to do it, that would be the easiest way, because then I can reach out to anybody and everybody. Corporate wise, to try and get the really big sponsorships for it. But I think the way in my mind, the way I have it set up is there's going to be 4 branded teams, and it's going to be the biggest companies that want to throw in a squad. So, but to keep it fair, I think I'm only going to allow like 1 pro in each bracket. So each team from each company. So you'll have Discraft. I don't know exactly who I want to put in that bracket, because it's either going to be Anthony Barella or Austin Turner, because Austin is the super content boy, but Anthony Barella is the super boy of Discraft. And then obviously if Discmania does it, you got to bring in Gannon Burr. And then I don't know, I haven't decided on everybody, because I want to bring in Calvin, but Calvin is great for videos. He does incredible whenever he's on video. He's such a, he bangs out one-liners like nobody's business.
He posted a video yesterday with Bradley Williams and Zach Arlinghouse. And Zach was like, Brad was like, I think we'll get 4 birdies. And Zach was like, I think we'll get 8. And then he's like, Calvin thinks we'll get 10. He's like, I don't know where this 4 and 8's coming from, because I think 10's super doable. And then Zach goes, I think you forget sometimes that I'm 30 points lower than you. And he's like, you just gotta ball out or something like that. It's like, he's like, well, you just gotta ball out. It's like the funniest thing ever. I was like, oh, this is gold.
But then I also thought about it, and I'll probably go 2 pros from each one, and I'll go pro man, pro woman, and then those will be the tops of each one of the teams. And then there's going to be like a 20-person team below them with everybody that makes content in disc golf. And I'm talking, we're going to also do tryouts, so it'd be each single person that's going to be a part of it. If you're not a huge creator, I'm going to battle you head-to-head on my channel. I'm going to post the content clips on my channel, and then I'm going to have people vote for who y'all think is the best, and then that's how those lower creators are going to make it in.
I love that.
Now. Is this like a active communication right now with like Barstool and things like that, or is it just kind of like a
I haven't
coming up
reached
with
out.
ideas still?
It's Kevin Clancy. So he's the one who used to do KFC Radio. They just disbanded KFC Radio, but he was one of the OG guys.
Yeah.
At
KFC.
That's it. And so he's the one who follows me. Kevin follows me. So I'm gonna reach out to him. I have been going crazy trying to find corporate sponsors, but I'm not connected to any of my any kind of corporate sponsorship stuff. So getting them to reply back to me is very hard. And I'm dropping crazy numbers. Literally last year I did 128 million views. And overall, since I've started Bear Bite, I've almost have 500 million views. And I don't know how I can do anything more to say something in an email for them to not want to reply at least a little bit.
Back to the question that I had asked. I was curious, what in a perfect world would it look like not being feeling like you're on the outskirts of disc golf? Is that kind of interacting more within the disc golf community?
Outskirts of disc golf. So I feel like I'm in a weird spot. I feel like because I'm as popular as I've gotten to, I feel like less people want to reach out to me because they think I'm not going to want to do anything with them. And then on the vice versa side of that, I'm a wild card. I don't post any insane content. Like nothing's crazy ever coming out of my mouth whenever I post content. Well, crazy stuff does come out of my mouth, but it's within PG parameters. like I don't just like drop crazy words out of my mouth. If I really hope y'all watch that clip of for the Content Creator Cups thing, where they were talking about the family friendly thing made by Berg Nerd.
Made by Berg Nerd. I don't know if I have.
I don't
Oh
know.
my
AI
gosh.
thing?
Yes, the AI video. It's the greatest thing in the world, and it's mostly about Broderick
I was
because
gonna say, yeah.
because they're like, yeah, we're it was like they dropped the KK music thing on there, and there was just like, we can't have you on here because you're problematic to our family friendly content. And then they have Broderick come into the foundation like headquarters. In this, it seems more like a Duke Perfect headquarters, and they bring him into the office, and it's Hunter and Trevor and they're like, all right, so we just want to talk about some of your content because we're a family-friendly headquarters here. And there was a catchphrase that Broderick used a lot in his videos. I really didn't know he dropped it nearly as much as this video let on. But it's called, y'all might have to bleep this, but I'm going to say it.
I'll do it.
He says, and,
Yup.
and in the video, it has like Trevor and Hunter little AI bots saying it to him like, what do you mean? And then they keep saying it. And then they say it starts getting to a weird point where they're saying it like that's what they need to do for Broderick to be in the video. And I'm just like, this is the most brain right content in the world, but it's so funny.
Dude, I have never seen this in my life.
It just came
I
out.
have not seen it.
No.
It just came out.
It popped up on my feed, and it was just like, it's like this fully AI made, like Broderick is like in his van, all made from AI, driving down the road. Hunter and Trevor made by AI. Some of their voices are actually kind of accurate.
Yeah, that's what was freaking me out. I was like, I don't know how he's getting the voices on the characters for Trevor and Hunter to be so accurate. Broderick's voice didn't sound like Broderick at all, but Hunter and Trevor's voices sounded like them. I guess it's because there's unlimited access to audio files for them,
Yeah.
so you could make a
all
perfect
of them.
soundboard for them.
And good audio, being on podcasts and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's terrifying. We have to ask at this point, Hybrid Thumber, why? Does this start because of like not being able to throw sidearm and finding your own thing? Like, I love the idea of it. What do you got?
So, realistically, I'm the worst forehand thrower in the world. That's basically where it came from. And previously, I used to be the backhand G. So, and also I'm getting right back into that because now I'm really starting to throw absolute missiles again. So I can just rip mega bombs again, which feels so good. Let me tell you, every time I throw a backhand, if I want it to go 400, I can hit that easy now. And that feels good inside my soul because previously, so I used to play collegiate disc golf for my disc golf team in college. And that was before it had the real chill name of college disc golf. Back then, it was the National Collegiate Disc Golf Championship. And let me tell you, that's a whole lot. It doesn't roll off the tongue nearly as easy. And back then, I could rip bombs. I was hitting 500 feet pretty easy. And that was the only thing I was good at in disc golf was ripping missiles. And it made for where I wasn't going to throw a forehand. If the world was falling apart and that's what I needed to save the world, it was me throw a forehand, it wasn't going to happen. I was going to throw backhand piss missiles across the universe. And so that's why you can see me shaping up such crazy shots whenever I do throw backhands, where I'll get it turning all kinds of different ways, because that's who I was before I created the Hybrid Thumber. We'll just bust one of them out.
Yeah, please do.
Please,
So,
please.
here it is. This right here is the maggot
On
sauce.
the ready.
Well, I actually have a bag inside.
Okay.
This is 2.0. That's why it's got the swirl in the back. But this right here is the whole reason I ever even started throwing the 3D printed version is because the company who makes these reached out to me and was like, listen, Discmania never going to give you a tilt, but I'll give you your own one of these tomorrow. And he did. Literally. He was like, just say yes and I'll send you some with your custom stamps on them tomorrow. And I was like, sick, let's do it. And what comes to find out, I can do everything I could do with a tilt with this thing 1,000 times easier. And it goes like 400 times as far. So with a tilt, so Simon is basically what bred the hybrid thumber. He kept hyping up the tilt as a disc that never had been invented before. It's first time for disc golf. And I'm the guy. This is the perfect branding for me. I love things that nobody can throw or that they hate or it's polarizing just for it being existing in the world. So I was just like, I'm going to buy this as soon as it comes out and I'm going to figure out a way to throw it. And I'd also watched a bunch of Simon hype up videos and I figured out that you could throw it upside down. I just didn't know the extent of that. So the very first cool shot I threw with it was I threw a over-the-top straight tilt shot. And if y'all didn't know, if y'all throw that shot, the tilt just rolls in a perfectly straight line for 300 feet. I know that because whenever I set up my little area for throwing, I put a cone 300 feet completely out in front of me, and I was like, you know what, that's a good spot. That gives me good parameters for how I'm throwing. And then I threw that tilt, and it hit that cone on that roller. It rolled 300 feet and then just had enough power to hit that cone and knock it over, and I have that on video. It's incredible. I couldn't believe it that it rolled in a perfectly straight line for 300 feet. And then I just kept getting more and more and more sideways until I could throw something even more insane. Because I was like, if it can do that, what else can this thing do? So I'm just going to keep getting crazy with it. So I just start ripping on it, and then I throw a couple shots in the field, and I'm like, I might be able to turn this into a full-blown thumber forehand. And then I migrate from there over to the tree ace hole. This is the very first hole I ever threw a hybrid thumber on, is that hole. And I walk over to that hole and then I just rip one, and it goes so far left, it was like, oh, that was trash. But I think I just unlocked a magical skill that is about to change everything. And then I just start ripping tilts on these insane thumbers nonstop. I'm like, nobody can throw the tilt. Guess what? I can. And then I just start ripping them. And I get to a point where I can throw it consistently 250 feet every time. And then sometimes I could push it and get it to go to like 275. I think one time I threw it like 300 feet. But with the tilt, I have to throw it twice as hard and it goes about half as far. So that's what whenever he reached out to me, I couldn't throw these at first because it was so much different. When it came down to it, I had to throw these so soft that it was weird to me because I was throwing tilts 100% power 100% of the time. And then this thing, I could throw half as hard and it went twice as far. So this was blowing my mind. I was having to figure this thing out as a whole new thing. But now I've thrown this thing a couple 100,000 times at this point, I'm assuming. And it's like my bread and butter. I couldn't imagine not throwing this and throwing a tilt instead now. Also, there's one last thing I need to tell y'all. Jay Millie said that I was invited to the Creator Cup.
I was just about to ask you. This is going to be my final question.
And I could not believe it. I couldn't, like, that blew my mind. Let me tell you, there's not a chance in the world I could have a job where I'm getting paid $1 billion a day. If I have a chance to make content that's going to be pretty big content, Papa's showing up 100% of the time. If you invite me, I'm going to be there. And I never got this invite. And I won't get to the salacious parts of this because I asked Jay Millie. When he said that, I was just like, who thinks I'm playing it as I wasn't invited? Because this is not something I'm going to stand for. If I get invited to something, especially if it's a big dog thing, I'm going to show up because that's what I do. There's not a chance I won't show up. It doesn't matter if it's the worst financial decision for me across the board. I'll figure out how I'm going to make the money to be there. So that is the biggest thing. I don't know. Well, I do know now. He told me who said that I was invited because I thought it might have been Bobby Brown. Or Bobby Brown. I thought it might have been Bobby. I thought he was. I thought he was the one who invited
That's his name,
me.
Bobby Brown.
Is it?
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
I was
That's literally his name. You're right. Or Bobby
You know,
Brown,
Daddy
the
Slick Breeze.
singer.
Yes, that's what I was thinking of. And but so I sent him a message because he sent me like this like weird thing about being a part of like a tournament, but it was like more like the Disc Golf Pro Tour, and I was like, dog, I don't know if you know, but I haven't played a tournament in like years, and I am really good at being where I'm at, but I'm not 1,000 rated. I'm like a solid 900. Like, that's my spot. I know whenever I'm playing solid, and really not even solid, if I'm hitting half my putts, I'm 900 rated. If I was actually cared about disc golf and performance, and I actually putted more than once every single time I play disc golf, then I could be a lot better. But he asked me to play just regular in like a pro tour event, and I was like, dog, this would be great for content for somebody else, but I can't film myself and play in a competitive round like this because I ain't got that in me. I'm also, I told you all the different ways I'm a lunatic. I'm also hyper competitive. So if I played in a pro tour event, the only thing that's going to happen is y'all are going to see the real bear bite come out, and that's the one that would step on your kneecap and break it so I could be the winner.
Jeez.
I may be good times disc golf, but let me tell you, when it comes to winning, I love it. And I will do whatever it takes. And also, one of my mom's catchphrases was, if they're not bleeding, you're not trying.
There's no way that we can end on that note. So this will be my suggestion. This will be. You said that you love finding kind of weird discs that people say are impossible to throw and kind of making it part of your brand. Go for the cardiac arrest. Have you seen this from Doomsday?
Let me tell you, I've seen this disc. I can't do that. I'm a big man. I can't throw that. I can't have a disc in my hand that says cardiac arrest. All the people, that's...
Bro, that is perfect. That's like 1 billion views right there, man.
Yeah. Yeah, what are you throwing today? Cardiac arrest? Yeah. Let me tell you, it's great for like videos going viral, but man, I've seen it and I'm like, it's bad. It's so much bad for me. I feel like the juju. I feel like the juju around it's just bad. I'm a big man. People already think my heart's going to stop instantly as soon as I walk on a disc golf course. I can't be throwing something that says it's going to stop.
You know what? You're right. That was a dumb answer.
Look, that's whenever I was real big dog Jesse, that's what I got the most of. People would hit me with these manifestos, dog, you're gonna die tomorrow, and it's gonna be instant. There's like nothing's gonna happen in the world except for you died. And that's what I used to get every single day from those people, and I still get it occasionally. Dog, you need to get this weight under control. And I'm like, dog, I've lost 260 pounds. What else you want from me? I'm still currently losing weight.
Oh my gosh.
So how about we pick a better one to end on? How about that?
I've got nothing at this point. Unless the boys do.
Who's your least favorite content
Alright.
creator? No, I'm just kidding. Don't answer that.
Look,
Don't
I'll drop it.
Don't
Look,
answer that. I was just joking.
look.
We'll get that off the pod.
Now, look, this is the way we need to end it. Listen. All right, y'all look into my eyes. Look deep into my eyes. Look, everybody's going to tell you that you can't do something. But guess what? You're the greatest thing that's ever existed in the known universe, and you're going to be the person that does exactly that thing that you've always wanted to do. Don't let these people hold you back by saying you can't get it done, because the champions champion. Winners win, baby. We don't lose. We get things done.
I feel like I could run through a wall.
Let's
right
go!
now.
All right.
Let's go win states, boys.
Thank you, everyone, for listening to Funsie, Bear Bite. We appreciate you coming on at the, like I said, butt crack of dawn. Until next time, peace out.
Funsie! Bear Bite, give out your best Funsie right now. In your highest pitched voice.
Funsie!